Tim, as we welcome in Mark Shapiro here, and Mark, always great to talk to you. The backstory on where we're going with this initially to everyone watching and listening is, as long as we've talked to Mark, and every time he's joined us either in person or on the phone, you would normally hear some reference to the player development complex that he has been trying to finalize here. And his eyes would light up whenever he would bring it up in passing down through the years. Today, we got to see what this thing looks like, and it's on the Blue Jays socials. Go check it out. The video is unbelievable. Mark, congratulations on it. I didn't see anything about the calf, though. How are the fingers and fries? How is the food? Is the cafeteria also 22,000 square feet, like the weight room? Like just walk us through. Talk slow.
Yeah.
Talk slow.
Food is a very important thing to me. So yeah, the kitchen is pretty impressive, and a lot of thought given to, not just the ability to get food, but the type of food guys get might not be in the Tim and Sid training regimen, but good food nevertheless, and very accessible. So I thought you were going to say my eyes light up when I know it's the second to last show for Sid, and the last time I'll talk to him after 5 p.m.
Our final show is tomorrow. Your final show with me, sir, is today. So congratulations.
Yes, it is. My final show after the morning, anyway.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Mark Shapiro. So I heard a little bit of a chuckle when Sid was describing what this complex is to you. Fair to call this a bit of a passion project for you?
It is, because I felt it was one of the biggest opportunities for the organization to move a step closer to championship, sustainable championship organization. I felt like it was an opportunity and a huge driver to bring all of our players under one roof, to shift from a spring-only facility to really move, to skip a generation. That's kind of what I've been saying. We went from last generation to next generation, skipping this generation. And, we've gotten that feedback from our players, which has been great to see them in it, to actually walk into it every day. Pretty incredible moments, for me, and a symbol of the commitment from ownership, from the state of Florida, the city of Dunedin, the county here. So it's been a collective effort, certainly not one person's vision or plan, but gratifying to be in here. And I'm really proud, as all our fans should be, of what this environment is.
Jay's president and CEO, Mark Shapiro, here on Tim and Sid. Mark, from a tangible standpoint, like a day-to-day, what do you think the biggest thing is now with this new facility that you can do that you couldn't do when you first got to Dunedin?
Yeah, I'll probably just give you a couple. One, we weren't under one roof, right? So having our minor leagues and our player development be in the same place and under the same roof, there's certainly still some stratification from what it means to be a lower minor leaguer to an upper minor leaguer to a major league player. When you look online at the spaces, you'll see that. But we still have the opportunity for George Springer to model for Aurelvis Martinez, a young minor league player, like what it means to be, have the work ethic, what it means to work in the batting cage, what it means to shag fly balls. And those things didn't happen. The casual interaction between a minor league coach and a major league coach, minor league strength coach and a major league strength coach, we were a disconnected organization. So that's one. Two, the thought of how do we integrate as minor league baseball and player development and the performance areas have evolved, which you guys know. It used to be just show and go, like show up, get ready for spring training, get in shape and go. Now we've got nutritionists, mental performance coaches, sports scientists, physios, trainers, strength coaches. So the ability to kind of be thoughtful about how we integrate all those areas, how our players can best use the information, the coaching and the resources, and how space fits into all of that. We were really thoughtful and kind of looking at all the best facilities around the world, and then making sure that we'd stay true to the baseball, to the Toronto Blue Jays, and we'd stay flexible for what the future holds, for what next generation looks like as well.
We're just seeing pictures. One, I'm really glad that there's a barbershop there. That for me is a big thing.
Yes. Tim, we put that in for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, understood.
As you examine whoever your future co-host is, you'll need to make sure that that for some reason the follically challenged segment of the population, these guys like to get a lot of haircuts, and barbershops, every place I've ever been, they get relegated to kind of and it literally was a chair and a temporary mirror in a back equipment room, but guys always hang out in the barbershop, and we're trying to create a space they feel welcome and they want to be in. So that barbershop is really cool. And
did Ross get in there? The last time I saw Ross, he had a mane. Did Ross get in there?
Unfortunately, the barbershop will be a post-COVID. It's there now. It's not in use right now. Yeah.
I miss the barbershop. I like you though have like a baseball playing son, and I take huge joy watching him play. But as I see these pictures, like just from a baseball fan's perspective, like it just looks like a dream sequence for any baseball fan or player to walk into that facility and feel big time. No?
Yeah. I mean, for a baseball player, it's like Disney World, you've got everything you can possibly have, and it's a place you want to be. It fosters camaraderie. It fosters the team environment. It's taking space, bricks and mortar and a building and saying, is it possible for a building to actually drive championship culture? Is it possible for a building to drive performance? And I think this building answers that, as you're seeing as you look at the pictures. And that's why I say it's meaningful to our fans, not just us, because it's part of the ingredients. Like, what are the things that we can control that contribute to a championship environment? This is one of those things. Like, if we don't give the best facility possible for our players to train, to rehabilitate, and to develop, then that's on us. Now we've checked that box, so we continue to think about how do we deliver that to our players and continue to improve upon it. What's the next step?
Mark Shapiro, Jay's president and CEO here on Tim and Sid. Let's go to your team now here on the field, Mark. And I know the Vladdy story the last couple of days with his weight has garnered a lot of discussion. Bo Bichette, his availability this week was interesting. That garnered a lot of discussion. However, I thought Rowdy Tellez's clip yesterday kind of went under the radar. And I want to play this clip. I know you probably heard it, Mark, but for those at home, this was Rowdy Tellez yesterday during his media avail. I have rarely heard an individual as excited to begin a season as Rowdy is. We're going to run it now. We'll talk about it on the other side.
World Series trophy, man. I think I honestly can sit here and say that's a realistic expectation. Confidence is unbelievable. You add the guys that we added, and there's no way you can look at us and be like, it's just the Blue Jays. We're a contender. I believe right out of the gates, we are a contender.
Again, that's Rowdy Tellez yesterday. Mark, does that attitude, does that excitement, is that square with what else you are seeing in the clubhouse and on the field?
Yeah, but I think what is kind of amazing is when we were here last spring, before it was interrupted, it was, kind of me, Ross, those of us trying to temper the confidence from our players, just the young players, Bo, Kevin, Vladdy, Rowdy, Danny Jansen, was pretty remarkable last year. And I think a lot of the success they had, ahead of maybe the schedule that we had thought we were on. That's what we tried to build off of, by adding in players like Marcus Semien, George Springer, Kirby Yates. We wanted to build off of the players' belief in each other, belief in their ability and their talent, and continue to move on that trajectory towards a sustainable championship team. One that every single time we leave spring training, players are saying what Rowdy's saying right there, like, we expect to win. Like, that's what we expect. So it's a process, right? It's not one move. It's not one player. It's not even just this off season. It's going to be the next trade deadline and next off season. It's going to be the continued development of Austin Martin, of Kloffenstein, of our other young players. And, what you want to have is a machine where, we are, every single person that comes in here is committed towards, a championship organization and bringing world championships back to Canada. Like, that's what we're focused on. That's what we're here to do. That's what this facility is meant to provide. And that's what the players in that clubhouse are focused on.
Mark Shapiro joining us here on Tim and Sid. I know you're big on culture, and it's pretty obvious. And the culture of a clubhouse is such a tenuous beast. Sid mentioned the Vladdy story and the walking around 42 pounds lighter. Do you think that was about accountability for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this offseason?
I just think that's about maturity. It's hard to believe he's 21 years old. It's hard to imagine that he's already, gone through what he's gone through at 21. But, there aren't many people that age that are, capable of maturing in an environment like this with the expectations of a mega market like Toronto and, an entire country kind of waiting for his arrival. If you go back and think about that, that's a lot to deal with. It's a lot, to handle. He's an incredibly talented guy. And I think we're watching him learn how to develop routines and habits and an approach that is reflective of his talent and his ability. And always a good person, always great, teammate, but we're watching him develop habits and routines.
Mark Shapiro, Jay's president and CEO here on Tim and Sid. Bo Bichette, Mark, what is the biggest motivator for him this season, would you say?
Well, Bo's motivators are internally driven. They're pretty unique. I think my observation of him is he wants to be the best in the game, which with the class of shortstops that exist within Major League Baseball is a pretty lofty aspiration. But he's driven to be great. There are a lot of players who want to get to the big leagues. There are a lot of players who want to be good players. It takes a special small class of players that I've been around in my career that wake up every day with a sense of urgency and a drive to be great. And I see that in Bo.
There's been a lot of talk about the Fernando Tatis deal with the Padres, and it takes the Acuna deal to another level. Hell, my soon-to-be ex-co-host and I even fought a little bit over this Fernando Tatis deal, Bo included.
I thought you were going to say you offered that deal to try to keep him in place.
No, I turned it down. I'm going.
I let him go. Hey, Mark,
I want a 30-year deal. 30 years.
As you know, Mark, some of the best decisions are the ones that you let go, right?
Yeah, very true. I'll live that.
Yeah. So, did any of your young stars, including Bo, are they looking to lock in long term?
I hope so. I mean, those are things that we explore, and I think those things tend to take care of themselves, when players go out and show they have the capability and ability along with, the reliability, that you feel confident in their approach long-term. You certainly, want to explore that. Long-term contracts are all about sharing risk. And it's all about, can you find that sweet spot where the player's comfortable, giving up some upside that could exist, if they go through a conventional process of arbitration and then free agency, and the organization's comfortable, locking in values over an extended period of time, that regardless of what happens with injury or dips in performance, you're committing to those guaranteed dollars. So, but you look for that sweet spot where the player, and the organization are both motivated and comfortable with a shared level of risk. And I think those are things that we have said we have in the past, and we will continue to explore with our core players.
Mark, last one from me. The Tatis contract. I've said this privately and publicly with Tim, and I'll reiterate it to you. I said to people who asked me what I thought about it, I go, there's no way Mark likes that. There's no way Ross likes that. With a roster that young, with that much potential, I don't know what that just does to that market. What was your reaction to that contract?
I don't know if one contract establishes a market or one contract is an outlier. I think because of my years in the game, I tend not to, worry about the work and the business that someone else is doing, because I don't really understand the reasons that they do things. And I'm sure that, everyone has reasons. Certainly, I have been, doubted and second guessed so many times in my career that I can never, it's very difficult to often publicly explain the reasons for doing something. So I tend to refrain from making a judgment to deal with that as just one relevant contract. There will be others and have been others that are relevant, and continue to get back to the business of running the Blue Jays.
And that business is day to day, and you got a brand spanking new complex to help you with that business. Yes. Mark, you've been really good to us here, and I know you'll continue to be great for Tim on Tim and Friends. And I there may be a morning in the near future. Maybe we can have a 5-minute conversation over coffee on a TV show.
I don't know if I'm morning material. Me
neither. Me neither. Well, Mark, my main point is you've been great. You've been great with us, and we appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No, man, I always enjoy being on with you guys, and I've whether good or bad, it's important to be available and accessible. But certainly, Sid, wish you nothing but the best. Excited for the opportunity for you to continue to grow. We all look for that in our careers. And getting out from under Tim will allow you to grow in ways that I'm sure none of us can imagine. So happy for you. No, with all sincerity, wish you the best. Know that we'll still see you and still have you in the family and in the market. So looking forward to still interacting with you there. And Tim, excited for my next appearance. You and you and friends.
Yes, many friends. Many friends. It's usually just my head that casts that shadow that Sid needs to get out from under. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Take care.
And congrats.